Hey everybody! The other day I was asked the question. They said they liked the videos I've been releasing, and I hope you have been too. They're everywhere, right? But they said, I thought you were a business coach or a sales coach. Why are most of your videos more around mindset, how we think, how we articulate or see things? And so I thought I would answer that question by sharing with you a real cool secret that allows me to get such great results when I do my training, coaching, and facilitating. So stay tuned, but first, be sure if you like videos like this and you want to see more like it, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and comment down below. All right? So here's the question. Why is it that when I'm talking, do I focus on personal as well as business? As you notice, we've had some networking secrets, we've had some tips to business and strategy, but we've also had some more personal development side of things. And so I thought I would answer this by telling you a bit of a story. You see, it's about 10 years ago, I guess it would be. 10 years ago, this was me. Right. Now, back in those days, some of you may remember this, I was a magician. Still am. I still perform for fun. You know, I love what I do, and those are gonna be my cards, right? But I was also electrician. Shh, don't tell anybody though, because I don't really want to do any more electrical. That one I am done completely, right? So there's my linesman, and I'll just make that bigger so it's actually in my hand, and there's my playing cards, and there is me, the happy guy. But what I also had about 10 years ago is I had a business on the side. And I guess red would be the appropriate color. I had a business on the side. I was running my magic business, I was building my industry, I was building my name, getting everybody to know me, but I was doing the electrical during the day. And what I had found is I always focused on knowledge, skill, bettering myself. And what I found is every time I took a course or a program, my income kind of was dropping. And so I'd take a program and I would see a spike in my income. Right? Makes sense. And then over time, the spike would start to tailor off, and then I would take another program and I'd see a spike in my income. And it would tailor off, and it kind of went off that way. And I had some big ups and I had some big downs, but for the most part, that is what my income looked like if that was to be my graph or my income graph. Let's say it was here. Now let's be honest here, it wasn't always profitable, so we'll just put that there. And that is what my income graph would look like. And what I identified is that each of these spikes were a result of what I call business development. All right? So that would be business development, building my skills as a salesperson, my marketing ability, my understanding of numbers and finances, which is a key part of business, right? All right. Business development. This could also be technical development, right? So if you're going to school, you're building a technical skill within your industry. Now this also, just so you know, this also applies to if you work for a job. When I was an electrician, the better the electrician I would get, the easier the job would get. And then over time, struggles would happen. I'd gain more knowledge. Things would get easier. You could also relate this back to relationships as well. How many of you work on your relationship and then over time things start to die off? So you start to work on your relationship and maybe you take some courses or read up about date nights, etc. And then as it ties off. So it took constant effort. Does that make sense? If so, say it makes sense down in the comment below, or maybe share a time that worked for you where you felt this way. But here's the key though. It was about 10 years ago and I was struggling. I was having a really, really hard time. And I met this individual, Winston Bromley. Those of you in my hometown probably know who he is. And he came to me and I told him my struggles. We were masterminding at the time. How do we increase income? And he goes, you know what? You need to come with me. Like, okay, where are we going? He's like, we're gonna go to Toronto. We're gonna go to a program, Millionaire Mind Intensive by T. Harv Eker. And we're gonna go to this program and we're gonna fix your money mind map. My money, what? What are you talking about? I had no clue what he was talking about. But what he had said is that the issue he saw when listening to me is that my issue wasn't my skills or my abilities. The issue I had was my belief in the way I looked at money. How many of you have ever known someone who sees the money as a very negative or their ability with money isn't what it needs to be in order to be the success they want to be, right? And so he said, you're going to work on your knowledge of money, but not specifically the business development side of money, but we're going to work on the mental side of money. And I had no idea what he was talking about. And if you don't either, just put a question mark down below and we'll send you a link to the program. I highly recommend it. At least when I went to it, it was great. All right, so I went to this program and I got there and it was all about personal development. It was all about improving me. Right? It was all about making myself better, my knowledge better, my understanding of me better, improving who I was as a man and as an individual. And we didn't actually work on financial literacy. There was no income statements, anything like that. It was all about how I thought about money. And what I noticed is when I came back from that program, so within a couple months, my income skyrocketed. And what happened? I didn't change anything. I didn't build another skill. I didn't build another insight. What I did is I worked on me. And from there, I found my mentor, Blair Singer. I found another program, Train the Trainer, how to stand on a stage with power. If you find that I'm great on video or on stage, or you like my diagrams and how I cater to both the visual and the auditorial, but also work towards the analytical and creative personality, all that is Blair. And so I found Blair Singer and I started taking his programs. Again, mostly working on this, mostly working on me. And every time I did, my income went up. Which is why in the videos that I've been sharing, I've been focusing on a little bit of business development, but also on the personal development. Because what I have found is you need both. You must have both. You must have the technical skill and the business skill, but you also must improve who you are. Because no matter how much skill I have in the world, if I have a fear of being successful, or if I feel deep down that I'm not good enough, or I'm not worth it, or that they're not going to pay me that, or that I will never achieve that, or what do I know about business? No one's going to accept me as a business coach because I'm just a magician or an electrician. As long as I have that belief about myself, I can never get above my own self-limiting behavior or belief within myself. And when I work on myself, now I have freed up my mind, giving me the ability to apply the business and the technical skills in which I have learned. So I hope that makes sense. And if this relates to you, if you have some sort of connection with this to something that's happened to you in your life, and you've seen where by helping yourself, you've seen a drastic increase in your results, in your successes, in your relationships, like this doesn't work just for business. But how many of you have ever been in a relationship that, it's rocky to say the least? And by going back and working on yourself, rather than trying to wait for the other person to improve themselves, by working on yourself and getting clear with who you are, what it is you need, what are your strengths, but also what are your weaknesses. Like for me, I know one that I need to work on right now, I'll be honest. My ability to listen without finding a solution like that, because I'm very solution oriented. I go for the solution immediately because it's simple for me. But sometimes the personal development in me needs to remember to be a little bit more present and just listen and hear it through before jumping to conclusions and jumping to solutions. And that is an area that will drastically improve my relationships. So like I said, if any of this relates with you, if you have a similar scenario, whether in business or in life, please leave it down below. I would love to hear it. Let's learn from each other's experience. And of course, if you want more business or more videos like this, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, comment down below. I want to hear your stories. And if you know someone who should hear this type of stuff, whether they're in business or not, that's okay. Like I said, we're going to focus on the personal and business development. So if you think they should hear stuff like this, be sure to tag them. Let them know about us so they connect with us. And of course, if you know anyone who needs the business development side, be sure to send them my way too. I'd be happy to help. Once again, thank you everybody. I do appreciate you giving me the time, your energy, your willingness to stay on this call. It means a lot to me. So keep sharing those messages and sharing your love. I really, really do appreciate it. Thank you everybody for all your support. And let's grow together, shall we? See you soon.